The rain tried to hold us up, but we will be playing some baseball tonight here in Wisconsin Rapids. Welcome to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchuck Baseball Network. I'm Will Charlton. It is 8:37 and it is a later first pitch than usual, but we had the rain hold us off for about 2 hours as first pitch was supposed to be at 6:35 tonight. Dalton Pearson leading things off for the Woodchucks, and a first pitch swinging at is grounded over to the shortstop, Garrett Broussard, and that will be an infield single to start things off for Dalton Pearson and the Woodchucks. So the leadoff runner is on off the first pitch swinging from Dalton Pearson off pitcher Jacob Rosenkrantz, who's making his second start of the summer for the Rapids Rafters. Or the third start, rather. He's 2-0 with an ERA of only... He is not allowed an earned run yet. Jacob Rosenkrantz has not allowed an earned run yet this season. As Brady Jurgella comes up to the plate after the leadoff single by Dalton Pearson. Kind of rushing here. I thought the first pitch was going to be at 8:45, but it's 8:37 instead here at Witter Field in Wisconsin Rapids between these two teams as Jurgella takes outside on a fastball. Ball 1-1 count to the Minnesota Golden Gopher, Brady Jurgella. In just a moment here, we'll introduce the rest of the batting order for the Woodchucks. Per Jurgella seeing a 1-1 count. Check back over to Dalton Pearson. Rosenkrantz checking over to Jack Gurevich over there at first base. Dalton Pearson, Brady Jurgella, Jesse Donahoe, Mike McGinnis, Simon Sherry, Mike Adair, Jake English, Jake Baker, Drew Barkland. Those are the 9 hitting for the Woodchucks. Big lead for Pearson. And Jurgella swings and misses at an elevated fastball, strike 2. So 1-2 count to the Minnesota Golden Gopher, Brady Jurgella. Seeing some good time already here this summer. Jurgella. Check back over from first base. 1-2 count. Check back over again to Gurevich over there. Dalton Pearson not going anywhere. Jurgella playing in his 10th game, making his 10th start for the Woodchucks. .297 batting average, 11 hits, which is tied for most on the team. He has a double and a home run, 3 RBIs, 9 scored runs, 3 walks, 7 stolen bases. 1-2. Pearson's going to second, and he is in there with a stolen base. Dalton Pearson, great jump there, and a very aggressive base runner. Dalton Pearson steals another one. Dalton Pearson is all over these base paths when he's on them. That's now his 9th stolen base. He came in with the most on the team with 8. Now he's at number 9. He still holds that most title to his name, as it looks like he slid in there. It might have slid into the second bag weird, but it looks like he's okay. So we'll try the 2-2 from Rosenkrantz to Brady Jurgella coming up here. The 2-2 to the Menasha, Wisconsin native. Jurgella swings and misses. Gets him on a changeup for strike 3. That's the first out. Jesse Donahoe now up for the Woodchucks. Donahoe, the Columbus, Georgia native, the Georgia State Panther, playing his 12th game, making his 11th start for the Woodchucks this summer. Leads the team in batting average, hits, doubles, home runs, and slugging percentage. He has 12 hits, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 7 runs scored as he takes first pitch fastball in there for strike 1 from Rosenkrantz. It was very in question if we were going to be able to get this game in tonight. 0-1, Donahoe right over to the third baseman, Chris Conniff, who throws it over in time to Gurevich at first base for a 5-3 ground out. Made a nice scoop. And the Woodchucks, in order to avoid a scoreless frame here in the first against these Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, they'll need a on-base appearance by Mike McGinnis, the cleanup hitter tonight for the Woodchucks, with his Georgia State teammate Dalton Pearson still at second base. Mike McGinnis, native of Noonan, Georgia, fouls one back on a fastball. Ball strike one. Playing in his 11th game, making it his 10th start for the Woodchucks, batting .129, has 4 hits, 9 walks, sorry. His 9 walks are the most on the team. He has a single RBI, 4 runs, 4 stolen bases. 0-1 from Rosencrans, in there on a slider. Strike 2, 0-2 count now to Jesse Donahoe. Rosencrans, the Valparaiso University product and the native of Lincolnshire, Illinois, 6'6", 205, right-hander. And the pitch gets way away from Rosencrans, and Levi Jensen not able to make the catch. Almost hit Mike McGinnis in the head, in fact, coming around on a slider. And because of that wild pitch, that now puts Dalton Pearson at third base. So the Woodchucks with a good chance to try and get on the board here in the first inning, something they have not been able to do so far against these Rapids Rafters this season. 1-2 count to Mike McGinnis. McGinnis fouls one off. He'll stay alive at 1-2. The first time the Woodchucks were here, there was a Tuesday night matchup here at Witter Field between the Rafters and the Woodchucks. The Rafters winning that one 3-0, and then coming back the next night winning that one 3-2 in a game where the Woodchucks were up for a while, 2-0. 1-2, McGinnis hits this one into right field, and tracking it is Logan Hugo, who makes the grab for out number 3. So no run scored for the Woodchucks, and they only face 4 batters, the Rafters do. It's 0-0 heading into the bottom of the first. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity. You're going bald.
Right. And I got a mini moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 845-5055.
Heading into the bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at who's playing defense for the Woodchucks tonight. In the outfield is Brady Jurgella, Dalton Pearson, Drew Berkland from left to right. In the infield from third to first, Mike McGinnis, Simon Sherry, Jesse Donahoe, Jake Baker. Behind the plate is Jake English, and on the mound is the Louisiana Tech product, Isaac Crabb, native of Harrisburg, Illinois. Just finished up his junior year with the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. He's made a start already this year, but it wasn't exactly what he was hoping to see. It was 2 1/3 innings with 4 runs and 3 earned. 2 strikeouts, 6 hits allowed. Comes into this one with an ERA of 11.57 and a 2.57 whip. As he pitches strike 1 to the leadoff man for the Rafters, Anthony Gallison. Gallison, chopper in the infield. Mike McGinnis scoops it and throws it over to Jake Baker, out number 1. So that was a quick out for the Woodchucks defense. Expect ground balls to be played very slowly on this field today after the heavy rain we had from about, give or take, 5 p.m. till 6:30. It was downpouring here in Wisconsin Rapids tonight on this Saturday night. As the slider's in there for strike one to Chris Conniff, the two-hitter and the third baseman today for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. We'll go over their batting order in just a moment as Chris Conniff fouls that one back on another slider. He's down 0-2. After Conniff is Jack Basir, then it's Jack Gurevich, Garrett Broussard, Ty Johnson, Logan Hugo, Levi Jensen, Brandon Rogers. 0-2 from Crab. Fastball fouled off by Chris Conniff, the Wagner College product. Conniff had the two-run home run against the Woodchucks in the second game of the series, which was the tying home run as he swings and misses an elevated fastball for a first strikeout of the evening for Isaac Crab, and the Woodchucks now only need one more to record an opening 1-2-3 inning. After the ground up by Galson, now the strikeout by Chris Conniff. And that one's in there for a strike by Isaac Crab, facing off against Jack Basir, the DH tonight, who is playing in his 13th game for the Rapids Rafters, swinging and missing an outside fastball. And he's down 0-2. 0-2 count from Crab to Basir. That one's in there. Fastball clipping down a part of the strike zone. So a couple back-to-back strikeouts for Isaac Crab. This one being a fan of Jack Basir. And the Woodchucks go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. It's still 0-0 here at Witter Field. We'll be back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Welcome back to the Woodchucks Baseball Network. We're into the second inning here at Witter Field between the Woodchucks and the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. After a scoreless frame from both sides here. Simon Sherry first pitch swinging. Sent over to the shortstop, Garrett Broussard. And the throw, not in time to Jack Gurevich. The throw got away from Garrett Broussard at shortstop. Gurevich had to jump for it. And because of that, he wasn't able to lay the tag down on Simon Sherry. And they're going to call that a hit. So that is Simon Sherry's first hit as a Woodchuck. And it comes in a great time. A leadoff single to start off the second inning, bringing up a man who was, well, hot as an understatement. Mike Adair, who had himself an incredible game last night. Adair was 3 for 4, a double and 3 RBIs against Madison in that 5-2 win. The second game of a 2-game sweep of the Mallards. You heard that first game between the two right here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network back on Thursday night in that exciting 10th inning thriller between the Woodchucks and the Mallards. The Jake English 3-run home run back in the 10th of that game to give the Woodchucks a 6-3 lead at the time. Ended up winning 6-4. Adair takes high, ball 1. Mike Adair, the Dayton Flyer, native of Gibson, Oklahoma. Playing his 12th game for the Woodchucks, batting .231, now has 9 hits, a double, 10 RBIs, which actually leads the team. Adair hits one into right field, and his hot streak continues. Mike Adair, his 4th hit in just 5 plate appearances for the Woodchucks. And runners now at first and second. Couple of singles, 2 hits for the Woodchucks already in this inning. 3 overall now. Sherry at second, Mike Adair at first base. Mike Adair is hitting this baseball real well these past couple of games. And he has now reached the double-digit mark on hits this summer. He's at 10. Jake English, the catcher, who was the man I was talking about, who has a 3-run home run, which gave the Woodchucks that 6-3 lead in the 10th against Madison on Thursday night. And not only was that his first home run, that was his first hit and his only hit of the season so far for the Woodchucks. A go-ahead 3-run home run against Madison in the top of the 10th inning. Madison would add 1 in the bottom of the 10th, but he was a big reason for the Woodchucks winning that game against Madison and giving Madison their first home loss of the season back on Thursday night. He's up 2-0 in the count against Jacob Rosencrantz. 2-0. Taken outside. And the count's now 3-0. Check back over to first base from catcher Levi Jensen, making sure that Mike Adair wasn't going anywhere, which he can't anyway because you got Simon Sherry at second base, but thought about a possible pickup opportunity. I want to apologize. I was actually in there for strike 1 on that fastball that clipped the outer part of the strike zone. 2-1 now. And there's ball 3. So I guess I predicted ball 3 just a little bit too early in this count. Oh well. Fastball high for ball 3. 3-1 count to Jake English from Jacob Rosencrantz. The catcher tonight for the Woodchucks, Jake English. 3-1 count. English fouls it back. And it'll be a full count. The defense tonight for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters in the outfield, Anthony Gallison in left, Brandon Rogers in center, Logan Hugo in right. In the infield, Chris Conniff at third, Garrett Broussard at shortstop, Ty Johnson at second base, Jack Gurovich at first, Levi Jensen behind the plate, and then Jacob Rosencrantz on the mound. Full count to Jake English. English skies this one. It'll stay in the infield. Tracking it is Ty Johnson, who makes the grab. Infield pop-out for Jake English. That's not exactly how you want to see a first out here with runners on first and second if you're the Woodchucks. So now English's fellow Kansas Jayhawk teammate Jake Baker, the Jake squared, in this Woodchucks lineup and roster. Jake Baker, the Lawrence, Kansas native, staying literally at home to play college baseball. The University of Kansas is located in Lawrence, Kansas. First baseman for the Woodchucks. He had his first hit since February 18th in general last night against Madison. That being a single. It was an RBI single for Jake Baker. He's also scored a run. Has been walked 4 times and has an on-base percentage of .625 in just 2 games. Takes inside fastball from Rosencrantz. Ball 2. .2-0 count. Jake Baker. Runners on first and second for the Woodchucks. Baker fouls it back on an elevated fastball. Only played in 7 games this past season for Kansas, rather. Hit 167. Like I mentioned, he did only have 1 hit this past entire season, which he was talking about how he had a shoulder injury that kind of didn't really allow him to play much in the spring. That was kind of a laboring injury from the fall for Jake Baker. 2-1. Chopped off foul. Counts now 2-2. Jake Baker with runners on first and second. Chance to give the Woodchucks their first lead of the night. And the first lead in general for either side. 2-2. About to come from Rosencrantz. Fouled off again by Jake Baker. Into the stands here at Witter Field. So we'll try the 2-2 once again between Rosencrantz and Jake Baker. Rosencrantz, like I mentioned before, he has been very, very good in his 2 starts so far for these Rafters. He's gone 9 full, only allowed 4 hits, no runs, no earned runs. As Baker fouls this one off again, he's staying well alive here at 2-2. He has 8 strikeouts, so he averages just under a strikeout per inning, which is very impressive. Has not allowed an earned run, so flat 0 ERA. Has an opposing batting average of only 133 and has a .44 whip in 2 starts. He's 2-0. So I guess so far you can kind of say he's been the ace for this team. Chopper in the infield. This could be a double play ball for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors, and it will be. Jake Baker grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. And that is how the inning will end for the Woodchucks. And we remain scoreless after having runners on first and second after 2 singles by Sherry and Adair, but nothing after that as a 4-6-3 double play ends the inning for the Woodchucks. 0-0 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.wood.com.
I'm so glad Jack are home. His birthday's supposed to be tonight, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me, Shirley.
He sure gave us a, didn't he?
But he's so perfect. It's you and me, Jack. I take him to show and tell.
We'll see.
Zero-zero game heading into the bottom of the second here. Jack Gurevich leading things off for the Rapids Rafters. Here at Whitterfield, the lights are well on. It is now 9 p.m. We're only starting the second inning. That's Northwoods League Baseball for you folks, as that one is going to almost hit Gurevich on an inside fastball by Isaac Crabb. But it won't. It's instead a 2-0 count. And an inside fastball again. And the count's now 3-0. Crabb risking giving up his first base run of the night here to Jake Gurevich, the first baseman tonight for the Rafters. Fastball's in there for strike 1. Gurevich hits this one foul. Made his debut for the Rapids Rafters yesterday. As he does not go on the 3-2, and he's over to first base on a walk. So the first base runner allowed for Isaac Crabb tonight is a walk to Jake Gurevich. Bring up the shortstop, Garrett Broussard. Last night, the Rafters were able to take down the Green Bay Rockers 5-3, as this one skied foul and not playable for Jake Baker at first base. So Garrett Broussard fouls that one off, the Utah Valley product. Broussard playing in his 5th game now for the Rafters, swing and miss on a slider. He's down 0-2 to Isaac Crabb. He has 3 hits. All singles, batting 176 so far. So Broussard looking to create some offense for the Rafters. 0-2. Thought about it, but held back on another slider by Crabb, which was low. And the count's 1-2. The 8-4 Woodchucks and the 7-5 Rafters. First place on the line in the Great Lakes West this weekend. Checkback over to first base. Nothing doing for Isaac Crabb and Jake Gurovich over there. One, two. Just outside. Counts 2-2. Woodchucks last night defeating Madison 5-2, completing a 2-game sweep of the Mallards. Swing and a miss on a 2-2 changeup by Isaac Crabb. And that is the third strikeout for Crabb already tonight. And he gets him swinging on that very nice pitch. Gary Broussard goes down swinging. That brings up Ty Johnson, the second baseman for the Rapids Rafters. Ty Johnson this season playing in his 12th game already. He skies this one into center field. Dalton Pearson is under it and makes the grab for out number 2. Well hit ball by Ty Johnson, just not enough. And Dalton Pearson able to get under it and make a grab. So the only base runner still allowed by Isaac Crabb so far was the Jack Gurovich walk, and Logan Hugo coming to the plate, the right fielder for the Rafters. Hugo playing in his 11th game, hitting 182 as a first pitch changeup is clipping the low outside corner, strike 1. Hugo has 6 hits, has been walked 5 times, scored 5 runs. A couple stolen bases as well. Low fastball, ball 1. From Isaac Crabb, looking for another scoreless inning from his right-handed arm. And a slider misses high. That's ball 2. So 2-1 count now to the Eastern Michigan man, Logan Hugo, the native of Essexville, Michigan. That one's grounded over to Mike McGinnis at third base. McGinnis to Jake Baker. Out number 3. Throws in time on a 5-3 ground out. And only one base runner allowed so far for the Louisiana Tech man, Isaac Crabb. And he's through 2 full. He has 3 strikeouts and has retired 6 of the first 7 batters. Still 0-0 here at Whitterfield. We're heading into the third here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
0-0 game heading into the third inning here. Will Charlton with you tonight on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. It is a late one in Wisconsin Rapids. Happier tuning into this Saturday night baseball action. Not Saturday evening, Saturday night. It is 9:07 p.m. here. And it's the top of the third inning from Witter Field. Drew Berkland, the 9-hitter tonight for the Woodchucks, and the right fielder up for the first time, facing off against Jacob Rosencrans entering his third inning of work. 3 hits so far for the Woodchucks, and a line out for Drew Berkland right into the glove of Ty Johnson at second base is what is recorded for out number 1. Looked like it had a bit of topspin on it first, but instead it had backspin, and it is an easy line out into the glove of Ty Johnson. If that had topspin, that was destined for center field on a base hit for Berkland, but had the reverse, and instead was a line out, an easy one for Ty Johnson. Line out to start things off here. And the top of the third brings up Dalton Pearson. The Georgia State Panther, for his second plate appearance, had the leadoff single in the first, and then got to third base, was not scored. So 3 runners left on so far for the Woodchucks. Three singles by Pearson, Sherry, and a dare. So the bat's kind of trying to stay alive for the Woodchucks after the past 2 nights where they put up 6 runs and 5 runs, respectively. That's a hit by pitch and a slider to Dalton Pearson, and the Georgia State Panther is on for the second time tonight. Hit by pitch, and he has gotten technically the better of Jacob Rosencrans these first 2 plate appearances. Obviously, it's never ideal to take a hit by pitch, but you got to do what you got to do to get on base. Clipped him on the inside shoulder on a slider that got away from Rosencrans. And that brings up Brady Jurgella. And a bit of a homecoming once again. He played for Wisconsin Rapids last summer. And in fact was a pretty influential player for the Rapids Rafters last summer. He played in 38 games, hit .246 with 30 hits, 3 doubles, a home run, 8 RBIs, scored 30 runs, and had 4 multi-hit games for the Rafters. Pearson's off to second base, off a pitch that gets away from Levi Jensen behind the plate, and he's in there. So Dalton Pearson over at second base for the second time tonight. I'll have to wait and see if that's a stolen base or if that's just going to be a pass ball. I'm sure it's going to be a pass ball, as that one did get behind Levi Jensen, who was able to make the throw over to second base, but well behind Dalton Pearson sliding in there safely. 2-0 count to Brady Jurgella, the Minnesota Golden Gopher. And that one clips the outer part of the strike zone to the lefty Jurgella. Strike 1. 2-1 count. Jurgella, his 11 hits are tied for first on the team. His last hit was a bunt single, which turned into him getting to third base against Madison on Thursday night down in Madison at Warner Park, and that 6-4 win for the Woodchucks. That was a crazy play because the throwing error by the Madison catcher that night ended up at the wall in right field somehow. Jurgella fouls this one down the left field line into the patio area down here at Witter Field, so he'll stay alive at 2-2. But that throw that got away from the Mallards catcher that night ended up at the wall in right field, and Jurgella was able to get all the way to third base off a bunt single. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, elevated fastball. Jurgella is struck out for the second time tonight. And the Woodchucks with the runner in score position looking to avoid a third straight scoreless inning with a runner in scoring position. Dalton Pearson has been at second twice. In fact, got to third base in the first, was not scored. And then he had Simon Sherry at second base in the second with no outs. But the Woodchucks could not score him. Donahoe up for the second time tonight. He grounded to a 5-3 in his first at-bat. And he swings and misses at a low fastball for strike 1. Low in the zone, not low in general. Donahoe. 0-1 count. Pearson's off to third base. Good jump on it. And he's out at third base. That was a really good throw by Levi Jensen. And that is a caught stealing for Dalton Pearson for out number 3. So Jesse Donahoe will be the first batter in the 4th, but the Woodchucks do not add a run again. They remain scoreless, and the Woodchucks defense will be heading back out there trying to keep this thing tied at 0 after 3 innings. We'll be back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. It is a lead for the it's a tie game. As Isaac Crabb back out there for his 3rd inning of work, facing off against 8-9, then top for the Rafters, starting off with Levi Jensen, who fouls that one off. He's now down 0-2. A couple of fastballs from Crabb. Can't not swing at each of those. 3 scoreless innings for Jacob Rosencrantz, as this one is a blooper right in the infield. Jake English to his Kansas teammate Jake Baker. That was not a bunt, but was just hit right back into the area right above, in front of home plate, and then just died down in the grass right in front of it. So Jake English had to play it as if it was a bunt pretty much. But it was an easy out to Jake Baker at first base. So another out to start things off here for the Woodchucks. Levi Jensen out on a 2-3 ground out. Brandon Rogers up to the plate, the Iowa Western product, native of Chicago, Illinois. Two-0 count. That one is in there for strike one to Brandon Rogers, who was highlighted by the broadcaster for the Rafters as their player to watch tonight, as he has been a walk machine for the Rafters this season. And that one is a swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Jake English. Jake Baker. And that is another strikeout for Isaac Crabb on Brandon Rogers. And that'll bring up the top of the order. And Anthony Gallison, Isaac Crabb looking for a second 1-2-3 inning in just 3 innings pitched. Like I mentioned, Brandon Rogers had 11 walks, so a walk machine so far. As the first pitch, elevated fastball to Anthony Gallison in there for strike one, the Coastal Carolina product. Anthony Gallison. Sure, he probably knows the Woodchuck Carl Ralum from Coastal Carolina as well. He'll be transferring, but I'm sure they probably know each other. 0-1. That one's fouled off. He's down 0-2. Elevated fastball. Isaac Crabb's been hitting those lower 90s on his four-seam up in the zone so far. Good numbers by Isaac Crabb. And he's got Anthony Gallison down 0-2, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. here at the bottom of the third. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball again. And that is a 5th strikeout now for Isaac Crabb. And he is feeling it. We're through 3, and it's a 0-0 game. This one's going by pretty fast so far here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. Takes is to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
0-0 ball game. We're heading into the top of the 4th inning with Woodchucks going 3-4-5, starting off with Jesse Donahoe. And then it'll be Mike McGinnis and Simon Sherry. Last night for the Woodchucks, it was Pearson, Donahoe, McGinnis, 1-2-3 against Madison. So the Georgia State Panthers were trying to work the sticks early on in the batting order for the Woodchucks in that 5-2 win over the Mallards. And we actually got a new pitcher in the game for the Rapids Rafters. And that new pitcher is Logan Schulfer from Ball State University. So Jacob Rosenkranz's night is over after 3 full innings, allowing 3 hits. And once again, without a run, Donahoe swings an elevated fastball on the first pitch he sees from Schulfer. Oh, 1. Jesse Donahoe could really use a hit here. It's been a while since his bat has been electric in a game, as he started out so hot, and as of lately he's only seen the base path a couple times. 1-1, Donahoe outside fastball, ball 2. Two one from Schulfer to Donahoe. Swing and a miss. Changeup. Strike 2. And Donahoe fouls that one off on an elevated fastball, and the count's now, or will stay at 2-2 rather. This looks to be Schulfer's first appearance of the season for the Rapids Rafters. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Donahoe is down on a swinging strikeout. So first batter faced for Logan Schulfer this season in the Northwoods League is a swinging strikeout. And that'll bring up the third baseman tonight, Mike McGinnis. McGinnis Also, a Georgia State Panther, like I mentioned. Hitting 129 this season, 4 hits, 9 walks, which is most on the team. Singular RBI. And he swings and misses at a fastball up in the upper outside corner for strike 1. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Logan Schulfer, the Ball State Cardinal, Mid-American Conference. 0-1. That one's also swung and missed at by Mike McGinnis. And the count's 0-2. So Schulfer facing off against McGinnis. 0-2. Inside. Changeup, ball 1. And that one is taken in there on a changeup again, a curveball rather, for strike 3 to Mike McGinnis. That is a fan, and the first 2 batters face for Logan Schulfer are a couple strikeouts. 1 more out needed for a 1-2-3 inning from the Ball State Cardinal. Schulfer looks real comfortable out there so far, as he's retired Donahoe and McGinnis with ease. Simon Sherry, who had a single to lead off the second inning, back up for the second time, takes strike 1 on a curveball. And that one's fouled back on an elevated fastball. Sherry's down 0-2. Oh-2, 2 outs. No runners on for Simon Sherry, who just had his first hit with the Woodchucks in his 3rd game played now this season, coming from Evansville. And a curveball just misses high. Simon Sherry was all defensive team, Missouri Valley Conference. Played and started in every game this season for the Evansville Aces. And that one's inside on a curveball. Ball 2. Really been working the curveball so far on this count as Logan Schulfer. Started and played in every single game for Evansville. That is something to say. 2-2. Swung at into shallow left center field. Or right left center field for Simon Sherry, and that'll be a 2-out single. He's got a couple hits tonight. Nice work at the plate by Simon Sherry, who finally finds a couple right gaps, and he keeps this inning alive and is the 4th Wausau hit of the night. He's got 2 of the 4. The other 2 are Mike Adair and Dalton Pearson. But a couple singles now for Simon Sherry. His first 2 hits coming tonight against the Wisconsin Rafters this summer. He had 65 overall this past season at Evansville, which was 3rd on that team. Mike Adair for the 2nd time, and he had a single back in the 2nd as well. Tried to bunt it down the 3rd base line, it looked like there, which would have possibly worked, actually. Instead, he fouls it off, and he's down 0-2. If he's able to reach base, Jake English, the catcher, is up next. 0-2. High. Ball 1. To Mike Adair. Tomorrow's game between these two in this 2-game series between the Woodchucks and the Rafters will be a 4:05 first pitch. You can catch that right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network as Adair takes a pitch that clips the outer part of the strike zone on a changeup, and Adair goes down looking. 3 strikeouts after coming in for Logan Schulfer, and we're heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's still 0-0 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Chris Conniff leading things off for the Rafters here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still 0-0 game, and the Woodchucks with the only 4 hits tonight on the board so far. Pretty fast one so far through 3.5 as Conniff hits one into left field. And trackable, playable for Brady Jurgella for out number 1. So a quick first out to Brady Jurgella from Chris Conniff. He's retired for the second time tonight. Strikeout, now a fly out. And that'll bring up Jack Basir, the designated hitter for the Rapids Rafters. Basir struck out looking in his first at-bat against Isaac Crabb, who has been real comfortable on the mound so far, really commanding his strike zone and working a slider and changeup well. Fastball elevated in the zone. Swing and miss by Jack Basir. Jack Basir batting .286 this season for the Rafters. 14 hits, 5 doubles and a home run. Swings through strike 2 on a curveball. Or a fastball, rather. Caught the end of that pitch by my eyes. Looking at stats there. Fastball again. Low outside corner by Isaac Crabb. And he gets Jack Basir looking for a second time tonight. That is now the 6th strikeout in only 4 2/3 innings pitched for Isaac Crabb tonight. He is feeling it on the mound. Isaac Crabb, have yourself a night so far. He's looking for a third 1-2-3 inning in just 4 innings pitched, facing off against Jack Gurovich now, who was the only base runner he's given up to this point. Inside and a slider. And just like that, it's 2-0 to Gurovich, who has been the only base runner taking on a walk back in the second. There's a fastball that clips the outer part of the strike zone. Strike 1. Isaac Crabb this past year at Louisiana Tech made 14 appearances, 0-run record, 6.75 ERA, 2.1 whip. Pitching 13 1/3 innings. Had 11 strikeouts. Gave up 15 hits, 13 runs, 10 earned. As there is another walk to Jack Gurovich. So for some reason, Isaac Crabb's just not really feeling it too well against Gurovich. And Gurovich is the only base runner still for the Rafters, but now on for the second time with another walk. And Garrett Broussard looking to keep this inning alive for the Rafters. Broussard struck out swinging. And his first at bat hits this one into center field. Going back at it and off the wall. It's off the wall. Coming home is Jack Gurovich and making the play at the plate. Great throw from Dalton Pearson out in center field. And Jack Gurovich is dead at the plate. So the first hit of the night for the Rafters will not score a run. That one was off the wall in center field. Dalton Pearson played it perfectly. But the Rafters do not score a run, and he throws it just in time to Jake English at home. Great play by Dalton Pearson. And we remain scoreless here, heading into the 5th. This is the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch. Or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Top of the fifth inning here, still a 0-0 game after the hard hit ball by Garrett Broussard. And this one's hitting the foul territory by Jake English for a foul pop out. That's the way the Woodchucks will start their offense here in the fifth. Jake English fouls out. And that'll bring up Jake Squared and Jake Baker. Jake Baker ground into a double play that ended the second inning in his last at bat. And he takes a pitch in there on a fastball by Logan Schulfer. I actually believe that back in the fourth inning, that hard hit ball by Broussard is going to go down as a fielder's choice in the scorebook due to the fact that, oh, never mind, it just got had it as a hit on the board, so that'll be a hit as this one's hit down the third base line very softly by Jake Baker, and the throw will not be in time from third baseman Chris Conniff to Jack Gurovich. I wonder if that's going to be an error or a hit for the Woodchucks. I'm assuming it's going to be an error. Yeah, it's going to be an error in the scorebook for the Rafters. So an error puts the first base runner of this inning on base for the Woodchucks and Jake Baker. That'll be an error on the throw by Chris Conniff. So an E5 puts Jake Baker at first base. So the 9-hitter Drew Berkland up as he takes one low on a curveball for ball one. 1-1 count to Drew Berkland. Minnesota Golden Gopher. And that one's low again on a curveball once again. 2-1 count now to Berkland, who's playing in his seventh game, making his seventh start for the Woodchucks. Batting .304, 7 hits, 2 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. Inside fastball, ball 3. It's a 3-1 count now to Drew Berkland. With Dalton Pearson on deck and Jake Baker at first base. 3-1. High fastball. Drew Berkland takes a 5-pitch walk from Jake Baker. So the first baseman for the Woodchucks reaches on air, and now the right fielder, Drew Berkland, reaches on a walk. Runners now at first and second with 1 out, and Dalton Pearson at the plate. This could be a good time for the Woodchucks to put up that first run of the night here at Witter Field. Top of the fifth inning. First pitch is low and away to Pearson, rather. Pearson has a single and a hit by pitch. He's reached both times so far. 1-0. That one's fouled off by Pearson. 1-1. Dalton Pearson, a Johns Creek, Georgia native, nicknamed DP. playing in his 10th game, starting his 9th for the Woodchucks. Swing and a miss on a curveball. From Schulfer. Counts now 1-2 to the Woodchucks center fielder. Was hitting .344 coming into this game with 11 hits, a double, a home run, 7 RBIs, 4 walks, 10 runs, 8 stolen bases. This one's hit into right center field, and tagging up, or not tagging up rather, is Jake Baker at second base. So a pop out or a fly out rather, for Dalton Pearson. And the Woodchucks looking to avoid stranding more runners on the base path. As runners are at first and second with Baker and Berkland still. Brady Jurgella, who's been struck out twice, up for the third time. He had the home run, the solo shot that was the first run scored in the second inning between these two teams on Wednesday night. That part of that 2-run second inning for the Woodchucks. 1-0, inside, fastball, ball 2. Two outs to Brady Jurgella. Swung at into left center field. And tracking it, making the play is Brandon Rogers. Fly out for Brady Jurgella. And that's the way this inning's going to end here. Woodchucks remain scoreless. We're through 4.5. It's 0-0 here at Witter Field. This is the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Welcome back, Isaac Crabb entering the 5th inning of work for the Woodchucks. He has gone 4 full and has looked fantastic so far. He has 6 strikeouts and has only allowed 2 base runners with 2 walks. Ty Johnson up to the plate, the incoming Baylor Bear. Johnson, the second baseman, thought about a bunt on the first pitch he saw, fouled that one off. Then he fouls that one off on a changeup by Isaac Crabb, and he's down 0-2 already. Isaac Crabb looking to retire Ty Johnson for the second time tonight. 0-2. That one's hit into left center field. That'll drop, and that'll be the first actual hit that is seen on the base path by Isaac Crabb. Second hit allowed, but the first hit that actually results in a base runner. That continues the inning for Isaac Crabb. So Ty Johnson on with a leadoff single here in the 5th. And Logan Hugo up again for the Rapids Rafters. That was Ty Johnson's 16th hit of the season already. And just 13 games played now. Hugo has 6 hits is hitting 182, was hitting 182 coming in. To tonight before his ground out back in the second. Takes strike one from Isaac Crabb. Curveball. 0-0 game here. Check over to first base, and the throw gets away from Jake Baker. That'll be an easy advance to second for Ty Johnson, who was thinking about even going to third base, but wisely decides to stop. So now with Ty Johnson over at second base, the Woodchucks seeing their first runner of the night in scoring position. But the 0-1 count to Logan Hugo. From Isaac Crabb, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. Counts 0-2. To Logan Hugo from Isaac Crabb. That one's hit into left center field. That's going to drop, and that'll be an RBI single more than likely for Logan Hugo, as Brady Dragella won't even try to make the throw home. And there's a 1-0 lead for the Rafters. RBI single for Logan Hugo. And the first RBI of the season off the 7th hit for the right fielder tonight. So with no outs and Logan Hugo at first base, Levi Jensen to the plate. Jensen, the catcher. Thought about bunt, pulled it back. Takes strike one. On outer part of the zone, fastball. 0-1 to Jensen, who does bunt. Jake English throws it to Jake Baker for out number one, but that does advance Logan Hugo to second base, which that was designed to do. Sack bunt for Levi Jensen. So Brandon Rogers, the center fielder who struck out, a part of the 6 strikeouts so far for pitcher Isaac Crabb. Brandon Rogers with a runner in scoring position looking to make this Rafter lead of 1-0 even more. Low fastball, ball one to Brandon Rogers. And Rogers hits this one deep into center field. And there to make the grab is Dalton Pearson, just throwing it over to Mike McGinnis at third. Tag is in time. Tagging up from second base was Logan Hugo, and Dalton Pearson makes another incredible throw from deep center field, getting out another base runner for these Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. And only one run is scored here off an RBI single by Logan Hugo. It's 1-0 Rafters after 5 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Jesse Donahoe up to the plate for the Woodchucks once again. He's up for the third time. Woodchucks trail this one 1-0 through 5 full here at Witter Field. Logan Schulfer up on the mound for the third inning now for the Rafters. Got some stretching going on the Woodchucks bullpen, dugout rather, as there's a strike in there to Jesse Donahoe, who's looking for his first on base appearance of the night. He's 0-for-2 with the ground on a strikeout. Donahoe hits one foul right over by field manager Brock Moss down the third base line. He's down 0-2. One-two to Donahoe, swing and a miss on a fastball. Logan Schulfer has just struck out Jesse Donahoe for a second time. And Schulfer, since coming in to start the fourth, has 4 strikeouts. He's been very good on the mound so far. It started with a Jesse Donahoe strikeout and now continues here in the 6th with a Jesse Donahoe strikeout. Mike McGinnis, who was also struck out by Logan Schulfer, up for the second time. That one's outside. Ball 2 to Mike McGinnis. Mike McGinnis looking to reach for the first time. It's a fly out and a strikeout. He's up 0-2 in the count here. And McGinnis takes fastball that clips the outer part of the strike zone, and he watches strike 1 go by him. This one's hit right in between first baseman Jack Gurovich and second baseman Ty Johnson, and Gurovich was able to get to it, but not covering the bag fast enough is pitcher Logan Schulfer, so that will be an infield hit, an infield single for Mike McGinnis for his first hit of the night. He found a pretty good spot to put it in and push it over in between first baseman and second base. And the Woodchucks have a 1-out single to start things off here in the 6th, trying to find some offense. Simon Sherry up for the third time. He has a couple singles. He's 2-for-2. Sherry thought about it and did actually come around on a slider. So Sherry is down 0-1 now. Checkberg over to first base, and Gurovich making sure McGinnis isn't going anywhere. He wasn't. Oh, 1 to Simon Sherry with Mike McGinnis at first base. Pitch. Sherry fouls that one off. He's down 0-2. Oh, 2. Sherry takes high fastball and does not come around. Sherry had a single in the 2nd and a single back in the 4th for his 2-for-2 night so far. 5 hits for the Woodchucks, no runs so far though. 1-2. Swing and a miss by Simon Sherry. And he's retired for the first time tonight. 2 outs now for the Rafters here in the 6th. Looking to keep this inning alive is Mike Adair, who has a single and a strikeout, swings through strike one from Logan Schulfer, who has been very, very good so far for these Rafters. The pitching staff has really gotten the better of the Woodchucks so far in these 3 games played, as McGinnis was heading over to second base, was going to steal, but was fouled off by Mike McGinnis, or Mike Adair, rather. Five strikeouts for Logan Schulfer in 2 2/3 innings pitched. 0-2. Adair takes a look at it. Curveball's in there for strike 3. And make that a 6th strikeout and another looking one that puts away Mike Adair. 3 strikeouts here in the 6th for Logan Schulfer. And the Rafters still lead at 1-0 halfway through the 6th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top from our most iconic. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you. Researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Anthony Gallison back up to the plate for the Rapids Rafters. Third time he's seen the plate against Isaac Crabb, who has gotten the better of Gallison 2 times, a ground out and a strikeout, and he's already down 0-2. The 0-2 from Crabb. Fouled back on a quick pitch. Crabb barely took any time to reset himself there. Crabb now into his 6th inning of work. I'm sure that's to the very pleasing mind of field manager Brock Moss. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Anthony Gallison is down for the 3rd time against Isaac Crabb and is struck out for the 2nd time. And that is now the 7th strikeout for Isaac Crabb here tonight in 5 1/3 pitch. Very good outing for Isaac Crabb. Unfortunately, the way it stands right now, though, if the Woodchucks can't get their bats going, he's in for a loss, as this one's popped into left field by Chris Conniff. And Brady Dragell is there to make the grab for out number 2 at the first pitch, swinging by Chris Conniff. He's flown out to Brady Dragell for the 2nd time. 2 up, 2 down quickly for the Rafters here in the 6th. I was looking for another 1-2-3 inning is Isaac Crabb, and he's facing off against Jack Basir. Basir, 14 hits coming into tonight as he fouls that one off on a slider for strike 1. Third of 12 times these two teams will play each other. The Rafters getting the better of the first 2. A Rafters win tonight puts them into first place above the Woodchucks, who will both be 8-5 if the Rafters win. Woodchucks will move 2 games ahead of the Rafters if they're able to win this one tonight, as this one is hit right into right field by Jack Basir. That'll be a 2-out single, and the first hit of the night for Jack Basir, who was retired twice looking by Isaac Crabb in the 1st and the 4th. So the 4th hit of the night goes to the DH for Wisconsin Rapids, and he is on first with 2 outs, bringing up Jack Gurvich, who has yet to be retired by Isaac Crabb. He was thrown out at home plate by Dalton Pearson back in the 4th off the crazy 8-2 putout. The incredible throw by Dalton Pearson playing it off the wall. As there's strike 1 on a curveball in there. 0-1. Crabb to Gurvich. Gurvich hits one deep into left field. Jorgelo's near the warning track, but doesn't get there, and he makes the grab. Only 4 batters faced here in the 6th, and Isaac Crabb has gone 6 full. More than likely, that's probably all we'll see from him, but if that is, incredible outing for Isaac Crabb. 1-0 Rafters here after 6, here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
1-0 ball game. We're into the 7th inning already, just eclipsing 10 p.m. here in Wisconsin Rapids. This game has only been going on for an hour and 20 minutes so far, and we're through 6 full innings. Moving pretty quickly. New pitcher in the game for the Rafters, Sam Schmidt, making his 3rd appearance, has started a game already. He's 0-1. Has pitched in 7 innings for the Rafters, a 3.86 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 7 hits allowed, 3 runs all earned, a couple walks. Opposing batting average of 259 and a 1.29 whip. He comes in after 3 full by Jacob Rosencrans and 3 full by Logan Schulfer. The Rafters do a very interesting system. I found out that their starter usually only goes 3, and then they have a reliever come in for 3 innings. It's sometimes 4 for the starter, but it's either 3 or 4 innings for the starter, then 3 or 2 innings for the reliever. Then they go 1 inning, 1 inning, 1 inning for 3 relievers in a row in the game. So they do a very interesting pitch system here in Wisconsin Rapids. As that's a ripper down the left field line by Jake English, who is going to be heading to second base, looking for the first base hit of the night. And the first extra base hit of the night is given to Jake English. Hits this one right down the third base line, goes into left field, and that extra base is written all over it. Leadoff double for Jake English here in the 7th inning. Just what the doctor ordered for the Woodchucks, needing that one big time. Jake English, his 2 hits so far for the Woodchucks, a home run, a 3-run home run, and now a leadoff double here in the 7th. He was 0 for 2 coming into that one. And that brings up his Kansas teammate, Jake Baker, who with a hit here could tie this ball game up. Thought about bunt, pulled it back, and instead took strike from Sam Schmidt, the left-hander. Fan manager Kirk Schreider for the Rafters, using that interesting pitch system like I was talking about just a few moments ago, as Sam Schmidt in the game. 0-1 to Jake Baker, taken outside in a lefty-lefty matchup. Sam Schmidt, a 6'1", 185 lefty from Salem University. The Woodchucks have seen him already this season. Did not get the better of him. 1-1. And that hits Jake Baker right in the back. So that'll put him at first base. And will bring Drew Berkland into a situation where he has no outs. Runners on first and second. Sam Schmidt went curveball that just got completely away from him. Never came back toward the plate. And hit the back of Jake Baker. So Jake Baker reaches for the second time. First on air and now by hit by pitch. Leadoff double by Jake English. And Jake Baker now at first. Drew Berkland. 0 for 1 with a walk. Showing bunt. Will put a bunt down the first base line. And not being able to play it properly is Jack Gurovich, who barely is able to make the throw over to Ty Johnson, who was covering the bag there. So a sac bunt by Drew Berkland advances both runners over. Jake English at third, now Jake Baker at second. So that'll be a sac, 3-4 bunt for Drew Berkland, who almost beat out the throw. Would have been an error for sure on Gurovich, who fumbled it at first, but was able to recover it and make the throw to Ty Johnson. So good sack bunt by Drew Berkland. It brings up Dalton Pearson with runners now at second and third. All he needs is a ball to leave the infield. Come on, Dalton. And that one nearly hits Dalton Pearson. An inside fastball nearly clips his leg. So that'll be ball one. Sam Schmidt with a bit of loss of control so far. 1-0. 1 out. Inside fastball again. Dalton Pearson has to kind of step back on it. It's a 2-0 count with Brady Jurgella on deck. No double play ball in play here for the Woodchucks. Like I said, all they need is a ball to leave the infield. 2-0. Swing and a miss by Pearson for strike one off a slider. That was a nice pitch by Sam Schmidt. 69-mile-an-hour slider. Wow. Talk about movement on the baseball. Well off speed. 2-1 from Sam Schmidt, the Salem University product. Fastball. Clips the low inside corner. Strike two. Fools Pearson. Big spot here in this game with runners on second and third. The Woodchucks need a ball to leave the infield here. Dalton Pearson, 2-2 count, 1 out. Sam Schmidt, the delivery. And that one's hit into right center field. And tagging up, coming home, is Jake English. And he is going to beat it out. The Woodchucks have tied this game up. Sacrifice fly RBI for Dalton Pearson. Exactly what the Woodchucks needed. Dalton Pearson brings on home Jake English for the first run of the night. And we're tied 1-1 here. And also Jake Baker tagged up from second to get to third base. So runners still on third base. So if Brady Jurgella can get a hit here, his first of the night, he will take the lead for the Woodchucks here in the top of the seventh. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sam Schmidt, Brady Jurgella. And that one hits Brady Jurgella in the helmet. Brady Jurgella took a duck away off a slider. And he gets hit in the head by Sam Schmidt. And he just walked it off like nothing even happened to him. Jeez. Sam Schmidt went slider. And that was well inside. Jurgella ducks away, and it still hits him in the head. Hit by pitch for Brady Jurgella. Runners on the corners now for the Woodchucks. I'm shocked how Brady Jurgella was able to just walk that off without being rattled at all. Fastball to the low outside corner to Jesse Donahoe. Who, Jesse, this is your time, man. This is your time to step up and deliver big time for the Woodchucks here. Been a little bit of a slump. This would be a great time to break it if you're Jesse Donahoe. Check over to first base. And Brady Jurgello, who more than likely probably will steal here, if I had to assume. Brady Jurgello does have some good speed. A very good amount of stolen bases. 1-1 game here. Top of the seventh, 2 outs. RBI sac fly by Dalton Pearson. This one's hitting the left field by... That stays fair! Jesse Donahoe is headed into second base. He won't beat it out, though. It is an RBI, though, for Jesse Donahoe, who can't get to second base, but it will be an RBI that gives the Woodchucks a lead. Big hit for Jesse Donahoe, even though he can't beat it out. And it is a 2-1 lead for Wausau. After 6.5, it's stretch time here at Witter Field. The Woodchucks now lead it 2-1. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
So glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Will Charlton with you here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. 2-1 lead for Wausau after a 2-1 frame back in the 7th, looking to beat the Rafters for the first time this season and for the first time here at Witter Field, and sit fancy all by themselves in first place after tonight. As if they're able to hold on in this game, they will be able to have a 2-game lead all by themselves in first place in the Great Lakes West Division. And I know it might be a little early to say this, but this is just general information for those who don't know. The first half winner of the season in each division, who wins the first half before the All-Star break, the first 36 games of the Northwoods League, will get an automatic berth to the playoffs. So if you win your division, if you're leading your division after the first 36 games of the season, you are automatically into the playoffs. So Wausau looking to remain in first place after tonight. Brian Ranke, the new pitcher out there, facing off against Garrett Broussard. 1-1 count. 5-6-7 for the Rafters here. We'll talk about Ranke in just a second, but he's making his second appearance of the season as he takes outside. Broussard does 2-1 count to Ranke, the Richmond Spider, the native of Hoynier Falls, New York. 2-1 count to Broussard. And Broussard takes a cutter in there for strike 2. Ranke's got a fastball, a cutter, a changeup, and he'll mix in a curve here and there, as well as a slider. It's rare, though, from Ranke. 2-2. Fastball in there. Foul tipped into the glove of Jake English. And Ranke has himself a strikeout to start things off here in the 7th inning. Woodchucks 2-1 lead still. Ranke made a start in his first appearance, went 2 2/3. In fact, that day for that start, it was a very fast turnaround against Fond du Lac, as Ranke started the game where the Woodchucks lost 7-6 against Fond du Lac this past Monday. And he learned after 10 minutes after getting to the ballpark for the first time that Brock Moss was putting him out there to start that day. Fastball misses just outside, ball 2. Ranke 3.38 ERA, 2.25 whip, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and a .300 opposing batting average. 2-0 to Ty Johnson. Fastball's high. Ty Johnson, 3-0 count, looking to get on base for the second time tonight. He had the leadoff single in the 5th, and he came around to be the 1 run scored for the Rafters tonight. 3-0. In there for strike 1 from Ranke. Made 10 appearances with a couple starts at Richmond this past spring. 1-1 record, 8.1 ERA, 2.46 whip. Pitched in 16 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts, gave 27 hits, 25 runs, 15 earned. Well outside on a fastball, and that is a 5-pitch walk to Ty Johnson, who reaches for the second time. So 1 out base runner given up to the Rafters, and Logan Hugo, the Eastern Michigan man, up for the second time. Or the third time, rather. He had the RBI single back in the 5th, which scored Ty Johnson. 1 for 2 with an RBI, Logan Hugo. That was only his 6th hit of the season for the Rafters. As he takes fastball on the outer part of the strike zone. Or I apologize, that was his 7th hit in his first RBI. 0-1 count, 1 out to Logan Hugo. Some Saturday night baseball for you here in the Northwoods League. Late night. And that one's in there for strike 2 on a cutter by Brian Ranke. (0-2) from Ranke to Logan Hugo. Ty Johnson on first base. In there! Strike 3. Changeup for Brian Ranke. 3-pitch strikeout to Logan Hugo. He goes down looking. And a couple strikeouts to start things off for Brian Ranke in his first full inning of work. And he's facing off against Levi Jensen. Check back over to first base. Making sure Ty Johnson isn't going anywhere. He does have some wheels. Ty Johnson does. Ty Johnson has a couple stolen bases this season. First pitch is in there for strike 1 to Levi Jensen, the North Alabama catcher. Product of Luck, Wisconsin. So coming all the way from Wisconsin down to Alabama to play baseball, collegiate baseball. Only was hitting 103 coming into tonight for the Rapids Rafters. Fouls that one off. He's down 0-2. Looking to face only 4 batters is Brian Ranke in the 7th inning. Giving Wausau an even better chance to try and escape Whitterfield with a late night win tonight on this Saturday night. What better than some Saturday night baseball here in the Northwoods League between the Woodchucks and the Rafters. 0-2. Outside. Fastball, ball 1. Jensen is 0 for 2. Funny enough, he's grounded into a 2-3 back-to-back times, but the first time was unintentional. The second time was definitely intentional. It was a sac bunt. 1-2. Swung at into left field. Jargello's going back for it and makes the grab. It was a hard hit ball by Jensen. Almost like a line drive fashion into left field. Jargello had to go back toward the warning track for it, but the ball finds itself in the glove of the Minnesota Golden Gopher left fielder for the Woodchucks. We're through 7, and it is a 2-1 lead for Wausau here on the Woodchuck Baseball Network.
June 21st 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket in Radical shirt for only $18. Go online today.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
I only got cancer so that you shaved your head because you're cold.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Welcome back to the Woodchucks Baseball Network. New pitcher in the game once again. Like I mentioned, the interesting, I won't say weird, that's probably not the right word to use. The interesting pitching technique for Kirk Schreider, the field manager for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. Coming into the game now is Alec Burnett, the right-hander from Wagner College, native of Columbus, Indiana, 6'2", 205. Comes in after 3 full from each Jacob Rosencrans and Logan Schulfer, and then 1 full from Sam Schmidt. This season for the Rafters, Alec Burnett has made 2 appearances, making his 3rd tonight. He's gone 2 full innings. Has not allowed a run or an earned run yet, or a hit. He's allowed 1 walk, though, and has struck out 4. And he's facing off against Mike McGinnis to start things off. McGinnis takes a fastball on the low inside corner for strike 1 from Burnett. Oh, 1 to Mike McGinnis, who has a single. He's 1 for 3, the single coming back in the 6th. 2-1 Woodchucks after a sac fly RBI from Dalton Pearson scoring Jake English, and then a hit by Jesse Donahoe, which scored Jake Baker. That one's fouled out by Mike McGinnis. He's down 1-2. Kirk Schreider, the field manager for the Rafters in his 3rd season. He coached up Brady Jergella last summer. Their pitching coach Brian Dyer and their hitting coach Orlando Rodriguez, the coaching staff for the Rapids Rafters. This one's hit into right field by Mike McGinnis, and he will be on for a 2nd time with a 2nd single tonight. Mike McGinnis, leadoff single here in the 8th with the Wausau Woodchucks, looking to add on to this 2-1 lead. 8th hit of the night for the Woodchucks. Although there's only been 1 extra base hit so far, after Donahoe tried to make his hit that was an RBI back in the 7th, an extra base hit. He was put out at second base off a 7-4. As Simon Sherry will be coming back up to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a couple singles. Coaching staff for the Woodchucks, Brock Moss, field manager, Hudson Bilodeau, an assistant coach. Then you have pitching coach Ross Davis and bench coach Chris Wilsey. All of them in their 1st season with the Woodchucks. That one gets away from Levi Jensen behind the plate and easily going to second base is Mike McGinnis. That one was a really odd pitch by Alec Burnett. He threw it well into the grass even. I don't even know if that reached the dirt in front of home plate. I think that was so short that it hit the grass. From Alec Burnett on a fastball that clearly just stayed in his hand way too long. So ball 1 given to Simon Sherry with the leadoff man, Mike McGinnis, now at second base. Woodchucks looking to add a 3rd run here at least. in the 8th. Simon Sherry takes well inside, high fastball. 2-0. The Woodchucks only went 2-10 the regular season against the Rafters last year, including 1-2 in the postseason against the Rafters. That one's low and outside. The Rafters won each half of the season last year and were outright Great Lakes West champs. The Woodchucks, second best team in the division. So they were the team who faced the Rafters in the playoffs. Rafters won that series 2-1. Then would go on to lose to Kalamazoo in the Great Lakes Championship. Kalamazoo then went on to win the Northwoods League last summer. 3-1 to Simon Sherry after a fastball was in there. Inside and low. And Simon Sherry will be taking a walk over to first base. He reaches for the third time tonight. So with Mike McGinnis now at second base and Simon Sherry at first base, Mike Adair, who has had himself a very nice couple of back-to-back games, has a hit tonight. Although he's 1 for 3, he was 3 for 4 last night, a double, 3 RBIs, including a big 2 RBI single that occurred in the 7th or the 6th inning, rather, giving the Woodchucks a 5-2 lead over the Mallards, the lead they would never look back from. Adair hits a bunt down the third base line that just goes foul. So Adair is trying to sacrifice himself and put runners on second and third, but McGinnis will head back to second, Sherry will head back to first, and Adair will have to see at least another pitch. I assume we'll probably try to put the bunt down once again. It kind of makes sense after doing it for the first time. Tomorrow, right back here at Witter Field on the Woodchucks Baseball Network, a 4:05 first pitch. On the mound will be ace Ethan Petco for the Woodchucks. Not too sure for the Rafters just yet. 0-1 to Adair, who shows bunt again and pulls it back after a fastball was taken high and outside. Counts 1-1 from Burnett to Adair. Adair in the DH spot tonight for the Woodchucks. You usually see him in either left or right field or in the DH slot. Or you'll see him randomly pitching, which he did in that one appearance against Green Bay. Pulls back the bunt again off a low changeup from Burnett. And the count's 2-1. Adair looking to add on to this 2-1 lead for the Woodchucks. 2-1 count. He shows bunt again and does not lay it down, whiffs on it. And the count's 2-2. Jake English, who had the leadoff double back in the 7th, on deck. Last thing you need for the Woodchucks here is Adair hitting a ball in the infield. That could be turned 2 at least. 2-2. Adair takes high on a fastball. Count is full. Runners at first and second for the Woodchucks. Mike Adair at the plate, full count. 2-1 game. Woodchucks looking to add on to this 2-1 lead over Wisconsin Rapids. The payoff pitch. Swung it into left field. Just foul by Mike Adair. Got me a little excited there. As Adair, it looked like it could have stayed fair for a second, but was well foul. I think I sold that a little bit more than needed to be sold. Sorry, folks. That was pretty much well foul. But from my angle up here, it looked like it had a chance initially. We'll try the payoff pitch once again from Adair. 3-2. And Adair takes high. Bases are loaded for the Woodchucks. No outs here. In the top of the 8th. Wausau looking to increase this 2-1 lead. After 4 straight scoreless innings from both sides, and the only run being scored in the 5th. It was 1-0 heading into the 7th, where the Woodchucks put up 2. And now with bases loaded here, in the 8th, the Woodchucks looking to add on to this 2-1 lead. Jake English, the catcher, who does like to hit extra base hits based off the stats so far. The stats don't lie. He has a home run and a double for his only 2 hits in 2 games played for the Woodchucks this season so far. 0-1. Swung at, fouled by Jake English. He made his Woodchucks debut against Madison on Thursday night and hit that 3-run home run in the 10th. Talk about a welcoming party for Jake English. And now tonight in his second game, he has an RBI a leadoff double and a run scored. 0-2 from Burnett to English. He just has to put one in the outfield. And a swing and a miss. That's a tough strikeout. Jake English goes down swinging. Runners stay at all their bases as Jake Baker comes into a spot where he can pick up a 2nd and 3rd RBI of the season for himself. Only has 1 hit. That came yesterday against Madison. RBI single. Ducks on the pond. Takes low from Burnett for ball 1. Only 1 out here in the top of the 8th, with the Woodchucks threatening to try and add at least another run. All Jay Baker needs to do is put one out of the infield. 1-0. Taken outside. Ball 2. Baker staying patient, waiting for his pitch. It's pretty smart with only 1 out, with a force at every base. 2-0 to Jake Baker. Hit right into the glove of first baseman Jack Gurovich. A line out, and he tags Mike Adair, and that is the most unfortunate double play you'll probably ever see with bases loaded. A line out right into the glove of Jake Gurovich, and then he tags Mike Adair, who was standing right next to him after he lined out. So after having bases loaded with no outs, the Woodchucks do not add another run. It's still 2-1. We're heading into the bottom of the 8th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But 1 person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of 1.
Bottom of the 8th inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Will Charlton with you tonight as the Woodchucks maintain a lead of 2-1 after leaving bases loaded, stranded with no outs. Cannot add a run. And Brandon Rogers facing off against Brian Ranke here in the bottom of the 8th. Woodchucks need 6 more outs without allowing a run to take their first game against the Rafters this season. Brandon Rogers, who is hitless so far. Fly out and a ground out, or a drop third strikeout, I should say. And he's down one, and he's, I guess not down, but even in the count 1-1 to Brian Ranke. And he swings and misses at a cutter from Ranke that clips the low inside corner. Ranke working that cutter so far. 1-2 to Brandon Rogers. Outside fastball taken by Rogers. Counts 2-2 to the Iowa Western man. Rogers batting .317. 13 hits, and he swings and misses at a curveball by Brian Ranke. So a third strikeout and just 1 1/3 pitch for Brian Ranke. And he has retired 4 of 5 batters faced since coming in the 7th. Anthony Gallison, the leadoff man, who is 0 for 3, looking to reach for the first time. Takes high on a fastball by Ranke. Gallison had a couple hits, has only played 2 games so far for the Rafters coming in. So, made his debut against Green Bay a couple nights ago, and then played in last night's game as well. Obviously was added to the roster after the 2-game set here Tuesday and Wednesday at Witter Field. And it's 2-0 to Anthony Gallison. 1 out. That's taken inside again. 3-0 to Anthony Gallison, looking to reach for the first time. Anthony Gallison has the only triple hit so far this season for the Rafters. 4 RBIs, couple hits. And he takes a fastball on the low outside corner by Ranke. The count's 3-1. Fouled off. And the count is now full. Ranke, his only base runner allowed so far was a Ty Johnson walk. Last inning in the 7th. And we await the payoff pitch with 1 out. Ranke inside with a fastball, and that'll be a walk to Anthony Gallison to reach for the first time. 1 out walk. Gallison's over at first now. Chris Conniff. Now up for the Rafters. Conniff 0 for 3. Like I mentioned, he hit the 2-run home run back in the second game on Wednesday night between these two, which tied the game at that point before the Rafters would add 1 more and win that one 3-2. The Wagner College product, native of Edmond, Oklahoma, Chris Conniff. 1-0 from Ranke. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fastball's outside low. 2-0 to Conniff, who came in with a .474 batting average as Ross Davis is going to head out there and talk to Ranke, who has been kind of losing his control these last 2 batters. Conniff has played in 6 games coming into tonight and had 9 hits, a couple doubles and a home run, 5 RBIs. He's had himself a very nice start to the season so far for these Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. 8-4 Woodchucks, 7-5 Rafters. Like I've mentioned, the Woodchucks with the win tonight put themselves 2 games ahead of the Rafters in first place. After dropping the first 2, the Rafters have 2 of the 4 Woodchucks losses given to them this season. The other 2 coming at the hands of the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders and the Madison Mallards. Woodchucks improved to 3-1 against Madison on the season last night, as that one misses again by Ranke. And warming up in the pen right now, it looks like it's Andalo Santangelo for the Woodchucks. Ranke, 3-0 count to Chris Conniff. And hits a fastball in there for strike 1. So back-to-back batters where a 3-0 count has been given up. And Ranke could use an out here, regain some confidence. 3-1 to Chris Conniff. And that one clips to the outside corner from Ranke. The cutter's in there. It's a full count again. This is where Ranke walked Anthony Gallison, though. Payoff pitch, one out. Swung at. Over to Simon Sherry, shortstop. Throws it over to Donahoe. Donahoe! Throw not in time to Jake Baker, but the lead runner is out for the Rafters. A 6-4 force out at second base for Anthony Gallison and a fielder's choice will put Chris Conniff at first base. A fumble by Simon Sherry at shortstop is probably what caused the throw to not be in time to Jake Baker from Jesse Donahoe. But nonetheless, the lead runner is off the bag for the Rafters, so a much more comfortable situation with 2 outs for the Woodchucks. Obviously, turning 2 there is ideal, but leaving a runner at first is not the end of the world, as Jack Basir up again. Basir facing off against Ranke for the first time. Basir 1 for 3. Takes strike 1. One, going over to second, and the throw is in time from Jake English to Jesse Donahoe. Chris Conniff was stealing second base, and he is thrown out. Jake English on a great throw to Jesse Donahoe, got a great jump on it, and Chris Conniff goes down, caught stealing. That's how the 8th inning ends. The Woodchucks need 3 more outs, but they'll look to add some insurance first here as we head into the 9th. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchuck Baseball Network.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch. Or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But 1 person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of 1.
New pitcher of the game is someone the Woodchucks have seen a good amount already this season. Twice they've seen him. Julian Tristan out there for the Rafters, looking to hold the Woodchucks to this 2-1 lead after the scoreless 6th, 7th, and 8th innings for the Rafters offense after putting up 1 in the 5th. It's another low-scoring affair between these two teams. A 3-0 winner for the Rafters in Tuesday night's game, and then the 3-2 win in Wednesday night's game. And another quick one, in fact. Just over 2 hours of game time so far tonight. Drew Berkland facing off against Julian Tristan takes fastball down the middle, strike 1, 1-1 count to Drew Berkland, who is looking to reach for the second time, has a walk, fouls that one off. He's down 1-2. Julian Tristan coming out for the 5th time. He's pitched 5 full innings, has not allowed a run or an earned run yet, but has allowed a couple hits, a walk, and a struck out 4. Has an opposing batting average of 125 and a .6 whip. 1-2 to Berkland. And that one clips him on the inside shoulder on a slider that gets away from Julian Tristan. So Birkeland will be a leadoff base runner off a hit by pitch. Not much control tonight by the pitchers of the Rapids Rafters. That is the 4th hit by pitch tonight that has put a Woodchuck on base. Dalton Pearson back in the 3rd. As this one's hit by Pearson into shallow right field. And making the grab is Ty Johnson. Just out into the outfield area. But nonetheless, it still is a pop-up on the first pitch seen by Dalton Pearson. So he more than likely will end up with a single and a sac fly RBI tonight. Pretty productive night. Not too bad for Dalton Pearson. But like I was saying, 4 hit by pitches. Brady Dragell in the 7th, Jake Baker in the 7th, and now Drew Birkeland here in the 9th. 1 out, and speaking of Brady Dragell, he's up at the plate with his Minnesota Golden Gopher teammate, Drew Birkeland at first base. He fouls this one off into the foul area along left field. 1-1 count to Brady Dragell with 1 out. He reached and hit by pitch back in the 7th. A ball that he took in the helmet and just shook off just fine as if nothing ever happened. This one's hit into shallow left field and caught by shortstop Garrett Broussard, who was tracking it just barely into the outfield. Nearly a blooper single for Brady Dragella, but he remains hitless tonight. And the Woodchucks, in order to try and add an insurance run here in the 9th, Jesse Donahoe will have to reach. Looks like Andalo Santangelo will be coming in to try and get a save here for the Woodchucks here in this first of 2 at Whitterfield. As Donahoe hits a chopper in the infield, Broussard plays it off a bad hop. And that will put runners on the corners, so that probably will be a hit. I can't say that'll be an error because that was a really odd hop off a field that was completely tampered by weather all day today here in the Wisconsin Rapids area. So that will be a hit for Jesse Donahoe. His 2nd in just 2 at-bats. And that puts runners on the corners with Drew Birkeland now at 3rd base and Mike McGinnis with a chance to try and extend this Woodchucks lead just a little bit more here. McGinnis. Hits one in the infield and playing it on a force out is 3rd baseman Chris Conniff throwing over to Ty Johnson. And that is how the inning will end. So a couple aggressive approaches at the plate by the Woodchucks, and Mike McGinnis hits into a fielder's choice that puts out Jesse Donahoe at 2nd base. We're heading into the bottom of the 9th. Woodchucks looking for their first win of the season over the Rafters. Andalo Santangelo coming into the game, looking to save this thing. 2-1 Woodchucks here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But 1 person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of 1.
Unlimited data is more affordable than ever at Cellcom. Get unlimited data for only $29.95 per month on a single line. Visit cellcom.com/single unlimited for details.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
2-1 lead for the Woodchucks here. We're into the bottom of the ninth where the Rafters need 1 to tie or 2 to win it. And Andalo Santangelo coming into what would be a save situation for the Woodchucks. And he's facing off against 3-4-5 for the Rafters. First pitch fastball inside to Jack Basir. Inside the inner part of the strike zone. Strike one. Woodchucks looking for a third straight win here. And the first win of the season against the Rafters. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And Basir's down 0-2 to Santangelo. Features a curveball, changeup, and a fastball. And he is like an anomaly type pitcher. He throws a changeup better than a fastball, he tells me. And he hits this one right up the middle. And that'll be a leadoff base hit with 2 strikes for Jack Basir. Jack Basir is on first base. The 5th hit of the night for the Rapids Rafters. Off an 0-2 count, a fastball right down the middle by Andalo Santangelo to Jack Basir. That brings up Jack Gurovich, who has reached a couple times on walk and flown out. So he's 0 for 1. Gurovich hits this one into foul territory down left field, and Brady Jurgella can't make a diving effort. That would have been a remarkable grab by Brady Jurgella. He made a long track for that in foul territory. That would have been a fantastic grab if Jurgella could have found a way to put that one in his glove. Instead, it'll be strike one. Santangelo is making his 4th appearance. He's 1-0, 2.08 ERA, 1.62 whip, pitched 4 in a 3rd innings. Has 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 run, it was earned, and has a .294 opposing batting average. The Towson University product and the native of Telluride, Colorado, who went to IMG Academy to play baseball. That's some big news for a baseball player. Well-known, renowned sports academy in Bradenton, Florida. 0-1. And that's hit into center field. That'll be another base hit for the Rafters. And runners now on first and second with no outs here. So back-to-back singles by Basir and Gurovich. And runners are now at first and second for the Rafters. Santangelo has given up a couple singles since coming in. And we have an arm warming up in the bullpen already for the Woodchucks. Garrett Broussard to the plate. Broussard is 1 for 3. Thought about a bunt, pulls it back, and a curveball's in there for strike one from Santangelo. I can't say I understand why he pulled that bunt back. That would have made a lot of sense there. I expect a bunt here for sure from Broussard. 0-1 from Santangelo. Showing bunt is Broussard. He puts it down, does not put it down. He whiffs on it. And Santangelo has him down 0-2. He can't bunt here. Broussard cannot bunt down 0-2. Because if you foul it off, you're out. (0-2) count to Garrett Broussard. Andalo Santangelo looking for the first out of this inning. 0-2. Fouled off by Broussard on a curveball. Leadoff single given up to Jack Basir, and then the single immediately following by Jack Gurovich. Runners at first and second for hits 5 and 6 of the night for the Rafters. (0-2) count. High fastball. Way up in the zone inside. For ball one taken to Broussard. This could be a very big strikeout for Santangelo if he's able to get Broussard swinging. Or looking. Just a strikeout in general will be very big for Santangelo, who could use a big first out here. 2-1 lead for the Woodchucks. No outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Runners on first and second. 1-2 count. On to Los Santangelo. His pitch. And getting away from Jake Baker behind the plate, or Jake English rather. But able to keep it well within reach so that runners don't advance. But that is ball 2, taken outside by Broussard. So after being down 0-2, gets back into the count. It's a 2-2 count. Broussard has a chance to tie the game here with a hit. 2-2. High fastball, counts full. I'm not going to be shocked if this is the last batter we see for Santangelo. Payoff pitch. Low fastball. Bases are loaded with no outs here in the ninth. Jack Basir at third base, Jack Gurovich at second base, and now Garrett Broussard at first base. Santangelo comes in, does not get a single out, and loads the bases. And it goes, I guess in the scoreboard that's going to be 0.0 plus innings pitched as, well, what a time to make your first appearance for the Woodchucks. Nate Ross, a pitcher who just got here the other day, coming into his first appearance with bases loaded and no outs here in the bottom of the ninth, trying to win this game for the Woodchucks. Rafters pretty much just need one hit to walk it off. We'll be right back as we introduce Nate Ross in just a moment here at the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
June 21st is 80s night at Athletic Park. Get a ticket and Radical shirt for only $18. Call or go online today.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 74555.
Nate Ross coming to your first appearance with bases loaded and no outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning with where one hit wins the game for the Rafters. And he's facing off against Ty Johnson, the second baseman, and his first pitch as a Woodchuck is a strike that's in there on a fastball. The Central Michigan product, Nate Ross, coming over from Jensen, Michigan. Just got here the other day to Wausau. 0-1, fouled off by Ty Johnson. Santangelo loads the bases up, doesn't even record an out, so doesn't even go a third of an inning. Goes 0.0 plus, I suppose you would say. But Nate Ross already has Ty Johnson down 0-2. 0-2, bases loaded. Fastball up and away. Nate Ross made 21 appearances with a couple starts at Central Michigan this past season. 2-1 record, 6.32 ERA, 1.82 whip. Had 4 saves. He had 4 saves in 31 1/3 innings pitched. 1-2, Ty Johnson. And that one gets away from Jake English behind the plate and easily scoring from third on a pitch that gets away from Jake English behind the plate. There's Jack Messier. The game is tied. Game is tied here, 2-2 in the bottom of the 9th. And still with no outs. Now runners on second and third. The double play ball is no longer in effect either, which that's a problem. The Rafters do add 1, though, here in the 9th. Tie it up. And the Woodchucks are nowhere near as the clear as the ball that leaves the infield ends the game. 2-2 to Ty Johnson from Nate Ross. That one's fouled back. Nate Ross had 28 strikeouts this past season. Gave up 38 hits, 25 runs, 22 of which earned, 19 walks, and a .297 opposing batting average. Woodchucks need to avoid giving up a run here to extend this game a bit longer. 2-2. And that one is hit into foul territory along the left field line. So Ty Johnson will stay alive at 2-2. Once again, as Nate Ross still looking for a first out since coming in. Rafters, with the ball that leaves the infield, wins the game. 2-2. And that's in there on a strike. Strikeout to Ty Johnson, who takes it looking. Nate Ross strikes out Ty Johnson looking on a changeup. And Logan Hugo to the plate. Hugo has an RBI single back in the 5th. But still with the ball that leaves the infield, this game is over. This game is over with a ball that does leave the infield remotely. As they're going to intentionally walk Logan Hugo. Logan Hugo intentionally walked by field manager Brock Moss. And the bases are loaded once again. But that does put the double play ball back into effect and a force out now at every base. So I understand the strategy there behind loading up the bases. And also Logan Hugo is a lefty hitter. So now instead you bring up Levi Jensen, who has had a very... I apologize. Hugo is a right-hander, but still. The double play ball in effect for Levi Johnson, who grounds into them very often. Fastball in there for strike 1. Levi Jensen doesn't have a hit yet tonight. A sac bunt, a ground out, and a fly out for Levi Jensen. Only had 3 hits this season coming in. Has a chance to walk it off for the Rafters. 0-1. Low and outside. Fastball from Nate Ross. Late game dramatics once again. Here for the Woodchucks, who are looking to force extras after giving up 1 here in the 9th. 1-1, 1 out. Nate Ross to Levi Jensen. Jensen fouls it off. And the count is 1-2 to the catcher for the Rafters. Rafters in their home white and black pants. Woodchucks in their away gray uniforms with the blue sleeves. One, two to Levi Jensen from Nate Ross. One out, bases loaded. Stopped behind the plate by Jake English on a slider that kind of got away from Nate Ross. That is a break for the Woodchucks. That could have been a game-winning wild pitch thrown by Nate Ross. That would have for sure scored Jack Gurovich, who is at third base. Gurovich at third, Broussard at second, Lugan Hugo at first base. 1-2-2 count now to Levi Jensen from Nate Ross. One out. Bottom of the ninth inning. 2-2. Low and outside fastball. The count is full. One more ball also ends this game. The Woodchucks looking to avoid a third loss of the season already to the Rafters. Payoff pitch, one out. Swung at, in the infield, going home. And the force out is not made. The throw got away from third baseman Mike McGinnis, and Jake English not able to play it cleanly. And that's a walk-off win for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, as Levi Jensen brings on home Jack Gurovich. And the Woodchucks lose 3-2 after the Rafters scored 2 in the ninth. That'll do it for us here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network for tonight. Woodchucks fall to the Rafters in walk-off fashion, 3-2 here in the ninth. After an RBI single hit by Jack Gurovich, scoring Jack Basir. Couple singles to start things off. The bases got loaded, and the Rafters are able to take advantage of it. They score 2 and win this one 3-2. Woodchucks fall to 0-3 of the season against the Rafters. Come back right here for a 4-5 first pitch on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Ethan Pecco looks to get the Woodchucks right against the Rafters this season for the first time. I'm Will Charlton saying good night for now. Woodchucks fall to 8-5. Rafters say 8-5. And tomorrow will be for first place in the division solely. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:05, everyone. Have a good night.